Good evening, friends. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to Dozen Cats. I'm just checking the weather report. We have an extreme cold warning here. It is currently minus 7 degrees Celsius, but it feels like minus 17. And as we progress throughout the night, at tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., we'll be at minus 24 degrees Celsius with a feels like temperature of minus 35. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's really cold. And I posted that on my Facebook page, which, by the way, if anyone wants to connect with me on Facebook, if you go to my channel page, right up in the top right-hand corner, there's a little Facebook icon, and you just click on it, and it'll take you to my page. Anywho, Pierrette White, who lives in New Brunswick, Canada, is minus 45 degrees Celsius. Convert that, it's just stupid cold is what it is. There's a whole lot of asterisks in front of the stupid, but yeah. Anyhow. So wherever you may be in the world, if you are affected by these cold temperatures, please make sure that you are, layering up, and you have, food in storage and water in storage and extra blankets. Like, don't go anywhere in the car without making sure that you have, hat and coat and mitts and blankets and all those kinds of things, just in case. And I will say, in full disclosure, I have my phone on because my husband is traveling to a hockey game. After telling me that some players were already in the ditch. So
joy.
He will pop into the chat to say hello. So thank you everyone for being here. Yes, excellent idea. Charge the phones, Lise.
It's funny because it's been so cold here. I've literally had to have the water dripping for the last 3 days.
Yes, well, that's another thing I was going to mention. If you have issues, like you don't have a basement or something like that, you don't have, if your house is in a climate that is typically warm, turn your hot water on, let it drip just a little bit. It'll keep the water running and hopefully prevent the pipes freezing, because that is no fun. So we are here, my friend, on a banana. Everyone say hi. Yay. To do what we are calling Groundhog Day readings. So in all seriousness, what is Groundhog Day? So Groundhog Day is when the groundhog comes out of the ground, and if he does not see his shadow, then spring will come early. If he does see a shadow, then spring is going to be delayed. And so shadow work it's deep, it's emotional, and it is important. So I have a few little notes that I want to read. We're trying to do sort of like a upbeat version of shadow readings. And you can see on the screen, we have Philly, which is the groundhog from
New York that
New York.
actually saw his shadow.
Right. So he is under we are calling card number 1 Philly, which is what you see. Here in where I live, it is Wyerton Willie, and Willie did not see his shadow today, so they're saying that spring could come early. So card number 2 is what you don't see, aka Willie. And card number 3 is Freddie, which is from...
Oh my God, I forgot. The French River, West Virginia.
West Virginia. And we are putting him under the category of what you need to see. So these are all working groundhogs. Let's give 3 cheers for the working groundhogs that we all tune into every year at this time to find out if spring is coming early or not. I just think it's hysterical as human beings that we rely on a groundhog. So shadow work actually has its roots based in psychology, but it is essential and really helpful to a meaningful sort of spiritual journey, right? In order to live our most fulfilling life, they say that it is important for us to look within the darkest corners of ourselves. And there are many ways that you can practice shadow work, meditation. There's specific journaling called shadow work journaling, therapy, obviously. But you can also do tarot spreads. And what they suggest is that you write down what your shadow information is in the tarot spread. So I'm mentioning this because I want you guys to understand that shadow work or shadow readings are like serious stuff. We are taking an upbeat view of it. But I want to make sure that everyone understands that this is an actual thing. So understanding and working with our shadow side, it is the side of us that we suppress from others and sometimes even ourselves. This shadow side is often born from our childhood wounds. And as children, we are all much more sensitive and impressionable, right? And so we will sort of pack things down and shove things in places that we lock away and are really inaccessible to us. Sometimes we carry these things, to our grave. We never unlock them and never let them see the light of day. So shadow work, shadow spreads are a great way when you're working on yourself or you're on some sort of a healing journey to process and start to heal those wounds. So with that being said, who would like a Groundhog Day reading? And again, those are the cards that we're pulling. So number 1, Philly, what you see. Number 2, Willie, what you don't see. Number 3, Freddie, what you need to see. I've got all my cards ready. How about you, Miss Anna?
Yeah, I just haven't decided which ones I'm going to use. It all depends. Whatever spirit says when I see the name that pops up.
Yes. Lisa, that's really interesting. I believe we use avatars as another form to mask the true you. 100%. Hi, Heather. Hey, Heather, I sent you an email the other day. If you have a chance, check it, love. Please. Don't do it now. That was rude. So yeah. So anyone wants a Groundhog Day reading, let us know, and we will toss some cards. I just want to quickly mention, while I have a moment, that what is going on. So tomorrow, thanks Spirit, it's Friday. Allie from Heart and Soul Connected will be my guest. And of course, I look forward to that. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Susie Gemini joining for some astrology about the full moon, because there's lots of weird energies and it's very intense. And so we look forward to that. And then on Sunday, Sharon! Hi, Sharon. How are you feeling?
I hope you're feeling better.
How are you feeling, my friend? It's so nice to see you. I hope that you're feeling better. We're sending you lots of love and good wishes, healing vibes, positive vibes. All right, Heather, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. I hope that you're feeling better soon. Rose Blue, I got you. Lisa, I got you.
You got Ivana, right?
Yep, I got Ivana, I got JR. What was I was going to say something, right? Oh, I know what I was going to say. So then on Sunday we have Jody Roberts joining us, and Jody Roberts is a shamanic healer, and she is going to be telling us about some of the work that she does, and also giving us a demonstration of her gong. She has 10 gongs and multiple singing bowls. So I hope that you guys continue for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful that you're feeling better, Sharon. We send you much love and hope you continue to feel better and
Glad you're
get
back
to a good
home.
place. Yeah. Hi, Stephanie. All right, Heather, thank you. All right, so we've got, this is who I've got. I've got Cat Mama Meow, JR, Ivana, Rose Blue, Lise. If I've forgotten anybody or missed anyone, let me know. And we'll go ahead and we will get started. So Cat Mama Meow is up first. Cat Mama. Claudia says, ground my hog, ladies. I love it. All right. Hi, Ocean Garnett. Thanks, everyone, for popping in and hanging out with us on this fine Thursday. How cold is it where you are, Sharon? It's minus, like, what did I say? Minus 17 going down to minus, like, 24. Supposed to feel like minus 30 some odd tomorrow morning, like minus 35 or something. Hi, Ellen. Oh, that's very kind of you to say. She said, hello, Kelly and Anna, two of my favorite readers.
Aw.
Happy Groundhog Day to you, my friend. You know what it's doing? So right now it's like the snow, the wind. So it's like that, doing that howling thing. It's like swirling around on my back deck because, I'm like down under. I can't. I'm like listening to like some kind of spooky noise behind me, trying to pretend like it's not there. Yeah, here too, Ellen. Of course, Sharon, we're thinking about you. We hope that you continue to feel better and get your energy back up there. I got to get you to come back on Doesn't Catch. You haven't been here in a long time, my friend. In fact, I think the last time... Oh, honey. Okay, please be safe.
Be careful. Just
please
glad
be
that...
safe.
Just glad that you're safe as right now.
Yeah.
I saw his name in there. I'm like, oh, thank God he made it safe. And then I read it and I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Really? Mark, please be careful, honey. Mark, my husband is an excellent driver. He used to drive like long distance, like, tractor trailers. So like, I know that he knows what he's doing and he's a good driver, but
that doesn't account for the other idiots on the road.
Yeah, no, it's a really a bad stretch of road where he said that it's closed there. When we went to Blue Mountain that time that we were live, we went down that road and it's wide open on both sides, and the snow squalls are brutal there. Yes, absolutely, Sharon. You know where I am, love. When you're feeling up to it. How's that? All right.
Okay, so
you go first, my friend.
I have, even though it's a what you see, what you don't see, and what you need to see, I have to go with what Spirit says. And considering that Spirit turned 2 cards upside down, and I don't do my cards upside down. Okay, we're going with first. What you see, this is about your education, your focus, your attention to detail. You know what you're good at. You know where your strengths lie. But seeing as it came in the reverse, I'm feeling like you don't give enough credence to those skills, to the abilities that you possess. Okay, so you need to take your talents and your skills a little more seriously and celebrate them. The second card that came out is the 6th of Earth, and it was reverse. So you've got your charity, your generosity, your wholeness. You don't, the way I'm reading it, you don't see all the good that you do. You don't see the impact that you have on the lives around you. You don't see how much you have grown over the years. You need to take a little time and reassess where you were versus where you are, so that you can forge your path a little bit more clearly and with a little better understanding of where you want to go. And the reason I say that is because what you need to see is the 2 of Fire. Your path is right there. It's right in front of you. I mean, God, it's literally lit up underneath your butt. Okay. Spirit wants you to continue moving forward. So once you reassess how much you have grown, you can figure out what parts of it you enjoyed, what parts of that growth you enjoyed, so that you can progress further.
You know, what's really interesting is I sort of got similar cards. So we start out with Philly. So Philly, what you see. So we have, to conform is to die inside.
Ooh, that's deep.
The message on the bottom of this card is be brave and be yourself. So you know who you are. You know what needs to be done. But like every other human on the planet, sometimes you may have difficulty pressing the go button, I want to say. So what you don't see, we have faith. Faith in yourself, faith in your abilities, faith in the belief that your voice is needed, right? And your Freddy card, I'm sorry, that's just the cutest thing ever. Your Freddy card is the spirit guardian of summer, which is expansion. Right? So what you need to see, what you need to understand, what you really need to feel is that you are constantly evolving, constantly growing, and that journey is a beautiful experience to share, from my personal opinion. I learn from others sharing with me, and others learn from me sharing my experience. So that's how we can help, is by sharing that experience. So I feel very strongly that you need to see what the rest of us see. And that is how awesome you are. So that's what I got for you. Hi, Kiva. Hi, Linda. She says my butt's on fire.
It is.
So my butt's on fire. All right. So next up is JR. No, I'm not putting your names up on the screen because we're following this format here. And if I take it off, then we'll probably forget. JR. You're welcome, Claudia, of course. I started a new segment today. I don't know how many people saw it. It's called the Dozen Cat Journal Entry. And, of course, Ellen. And, you know, it's not going to be like, you know, every Tuesday kind of thing. It'll be sporadic. But I encourage you to watch what I did today because it was pretty powerful.
It was very powerful, I think.
Thank you. I was just going to say, I thought it was, it was powerful for me, but I hope through sharing that, and so Cat Mama's reading reminded me of that moment, right? That's where I went with it. You know, like they used to say, sharing is caring, right? So there's always something to learn if we're open to it. Okay. Hi, Mika.
We're doing JR, right?
Yes, JR.
Okay, JR. Love. You're Philly. You're Philly. You see how you specifically are about protecting everybody around you. Up until the point that you even forget to protect yourself. You're so busy protecting everybody else. Okay? And that's a good thing. To see who you really are. Okay? But you're Willie.
Sorry. But friend, your Willie is like, yeah.
Your Willie. You need to remember what hope is. I know that as we grow out of childhood and young adulthood, a lot of us have a tendency to lose hope. It's all about you have to strive, you have to struggle, you have to, and we forget to dream, we forget to hope, we forget to wish. You need to reconnect with that inner child that dreams and hopes and wishes for your greatest desires. And you're Freddie. You need to remember, you don't have to force things into place. Sometimes the best thing for you to do is to surrender to spirit, surrender to the energies around you, because you've already set things in motion. They will fall into place when it's best suited for your highest good. Don't try to force everything into place.
Sorry.
What?
Oh my God, Claudia, that's hilarious. She says, here we are just openly discussing people's willies. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's just too much. Okay, sorry. It's like we're serious. All right, JR, you're Philly, which is what you need to see. What a beautiful card for you, JR. To the ancient oak spirit and strength. Right? it is, I've heard my whole entire life, oh, you're so strong, you're the strong one, you're so strong, you're so strong. But I don't see myself that way. I don't walk around thinking like, yes, I'm strong. Because somehow that seems wrong or sort of like shallow of me. But at the same time, it's a strength. And so I should probably get on board with it. Because if I start to believe it, I mean, I don't have to necessarily go around saying it, but if I start to believe it, if I accept it, if I own it, then I don't question it. You know what I mean? I don't start to think that I'm lacking in that department. If that question comes up, that's not my go-to. Well, it's because I'm weak. You know what I mean? I don't feel that way because I've been told that my whole life. I own it. I know I'm strong. So my point to you is to not forget that you have this strength to tap into, right?
The funny thing is, you have to be full of strength to be as protective as you are.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Your Willie, what you don't see is from the spiritual side of things in terms of your intuition. And on the bottom of this card, it says trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. Sorry, JR. So what I'm trying to point out here with this is that, if you have to trust your intuition, if you need to trust your gut, no different than I need to trust that when I'm pulling cards for people, that this is what you need to hear, that Spirit's giving me the right information. You need to trust that your gut instinct is like your North Star, right? And listen to it. Let it be your navigator, right? You need to have faith and trust in that. And the more that you heal, the more work that you do on yourself, the more that you open up spiritually, the more your intuition comes into play, right? The more you learn to trust. It's like a sort of like working exercise that never really goes away, right? You're Freddie. I've got the Page of Fire. So the Page of Fire, it's creativity, it's enthusiasm, it's motivation. So using the strength and your gut instinct and your intuition to, what's the word I'm looking for? To apply yourself in whatever area you feel necessary. So if traditional methods aren't working for you, perhaps maybe, try to do it in a creative way. You can express yourself in a creative way that allows you to deal with emotions and thoughts and past hurts that don't feel like you're doing like work on yourself, right? But still have the same impact. So think about that, like, maybe painting or sketching or some sort of writing. Those things are creative pursuits and could help you to deal with whatever things you may be dealing with. I feel that really strongly.
Help you unlock things that you didn't know were there.
Yeah, true that. Thank you, JR, for asking the question. What is going on here? So
they're still doing the whole Willie conversation.
Right. I missed the Willie conversation. Willie's. Thank you, Rose Blue. Cat Mama says, where have you chicas been? We may be discussing your Willie next. And then Trillium Torero says, I don't know. I set my phone down to eat supper, came back and saw the scandalous comment from Cat Mama Meow. Ha. I'm not on audio at all, just reading chat. Yeah, don't be yelling this out loud. People will be like, what kind of program are you listening to? All right, Ivana's up next. Ivana wants to know where her Willie is, or what her Willie is. And I say, friend, if you don't know where your Willie is, you got bigger problems. Don't be yelling out. Has anybody seen my Willie? The authorities could be called. I don't know. There's a lady below me in apartment 303. She's yelling out, "Where's my Willie?"
You know, it's
Listen,
funny.
True story. So my first cat, well, not my first cat, but the cat that Mark and I had for 16 years. Her name was Virginia. I name all my animals after places. I know it's weird, but whatever. And when we lived in our first apartment, I was talking to Virginia constantly, right? And I remember thinking to myself one day, someone was going to call the authorities on me because they would have thought that she was a human being. And I'd be like, you wait till your father comes home. He's going to be so disappointed. I was like, oh. Because my cats don't go outside. So no apologies necessary, Stephanie. We need the humor to keep this light because shadows are hard to deal with, right? All right, Miss Ivana is up on deck. What has Miss Ivana got going on? Oh, my goodness.
The third card didn't want to come out of the deck, so I had to go to another one. Ah.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then what I was about to say is funny is that as the cards fell out, her Willie card turned out to be a man. At least a nice looking man on the card.
I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say.
So your Philly card, Ivana, is self-reflection. You have been taking the time to actually look within, see what you want, see what you don't want, see what has held you back in order to push it aside so you can move forward. And that's a great thing. I mean, God, it's a beautiful thing. Okay. What you don't see, now look at this man. Look how gorgeous he is. Anyway.
Sorry. I'm thinking all kinds of things in my head right now, and I'm trying to keep it professional, but if my husband's listening, I don't want to. I don't want him to know.
Poor Ivana, it's already TMI. Anyways, this is actually about your masculine energy, because every human being contains both masculine and feminine energy.
She says, so why can't I see that?
Can you see him now? Can you see him now? Look at that. Look. Anyways, what you don't see is how strong you really are. You've allowed yourself to be put in a lesser position, maybe for living up to societal standards, maybe trying to make someone else happy and allowing them to lead the way. But darling, you have natural leadership skills. You have intelligence. You have wisdom. And you have passion and drive. Follow that. Don't follow somebody else's lead. Don't allow somebody else's opinions to override what you feel within to be the best step for you. Trust in your inner strength.
She says, yes, Anna, I have in the past, not anymore. Whoop.
Good girl. Now, what you need to see is the child within. You need to let her out and let her play and let her help guide you into a direction that is more authentic for your happiness.
Yeah.
And damn, that just made me want to cry. Yeah, that's where you need to focus your attention, darling. Make yourself happy. Stop trying to please everybody else. Please the inner child.
Okay. So,
that's right. Have some fun.
I got you, Amanda. So Ivana, your Philly card is temperance, balance, right? You have learned how to navigate. You have, I know I'm trying really hard. Is this about cheesesteak somehow? You have learned how to exercise self-control and, sort of keep one foot on land and one foot in the water, which is lovely. Your Willie is healing. Now, this message says, now is a time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So if there's some trepidation, if there's some negative inner critic way in the back of your mind, every once in a while creeping up and saying, hey, what do you think you're doing? I think that you really need to trust in your scope, I want to say, in your scope to reach people, right? In your scope of what you're able to do, if that makes sense. Your Freddy card, and I want to put these cards up again, but your Freddy card is from the solar plexus chakra, and we have self-esteem, confidence, self-love, self-worth, and pride. It's okay to own it. It's okay to own it. She's been working hard on that Willie stuff, friend, right? I mean, come on now. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. So I've got 3 cards, right? Lovely ladies, right? And the last one, look at her hair, right? So you've got hair back, hair coming down in the front, hair loose. Like, let your hair down, friend. Just let your hair down. Just let your hair down. Be who you want to be. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty profound with those 3 ladies right there. I love that.
Oh yeah.
What we're doing, or what we're trying to do, is what we're calling Groundhog Day readings, which is some shadow readings on an upbeat kind of way, in case anyone is tuning in is like, what the heck have we walked into? And so Philly is our card for what you see. Willie is the groundhog here where I live, which is what you don't see. And Freddie is another groundhog that is from where? France, I think Rose Blue said.
Yeah, I believe that's what she said. Although I thought it said, when I looked it up, I thought it said the French River. But then again, there was like 6 or 7, so I could have gotten them confused.
Interestingly, there was a lot of groundhogs that we found whose names were Chucky, and I just didn't think that was appropriate. I mean, yikes. Hi, Jen. So, who is up next? Rose Blue is up next. Miss Rose Blue is up next. Amanda's like, oh, laugh out loud. Oh, see that? Okay, so they have Staten Island Chuck in New York.
Yeah.
Bavada says, yeah, Chucky would have killed the vibe here. Just seemed very wrong, right? And what's Philly's whole
Hoxitani Phil?
I'm sorry, who now? What? Say it again.
Hoxitani Phil.
Hoxitani.
Yes.
Sounds like something wrong. Ellen says
you can't even spell it without spell check.
Easy
because
now.
The way it sounds, it should be PAX, but it's PUA something. I'm like, Whatever. It's Philly.
Ellen says Chuck is a great name for a groundhog. They're also called woodchucks. Amanda says, I saw my shadow today.
I have not gone outside, so I could not tell you whether or not
I saw my shadow. You know what? Cold here. All right, Philly for
okay.
Rose Blue. Thank you.
Rose Blue. Your Philly. What you
Come
see
on.
is home. And the way I'm feeling this, you see where you are now.
Yep.
You're almost too focused on the now rather than the whole. You're you don't want to look back. You're afraid to look forward. So you're focusing on the now. And that's okay to a certain extent, so long as you're happy. What your Willie, which is funny, Willie is calling on you to see pleasure. That's why I said it's funny. Pleasure. You're so focused on the now that you're overlooking the wonderful, joyful, loving moments that are around you because you can't see them. You're too focused on one specific thing. But your Freddie wants you to pay attention to everything that you have. She's the plenty card. You literally have everything that you need to be happy surrounding you. But like I said, you're so focused on the now, on the moment, maybe on the struggle, that you're not paying attention to the little things around you that bring you pleasure. Wallow in the pleasure. It will help guide you where you want to go. Okie dokie, darling.
I'm working over here, putting your link in. Everybody that's on this link. Questions are closed now. I have Lise added to the list. So I shuffled the cards and I got the same card that I just got, one of the cards that I just got for Ivana, but it came out in a different position for you, Rose. So your Philly, so what you see, we've got the healing card again. And again, the message says, now is the time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. Now, I've known you for a long time, Rose Blue. Like in the chats, we talk, we chat, right? And I know that you're a spiritual person, but you don't necessarily sort of announce that or put that out into the universe. And I think that what that's sort of suggesting is that that's totally okay. You know, you don't have to put it out in the universe if you're not okay to put it out in the universe, as long as you know it, which is beautiful. Because I actually did not know that about you. Your Willie card, what you don't see is balance. I feel like, you know that saying where there's no gray area, it's either black or it's white. There's no in between. There's no middle ground. It's either like full stop or you know, Mach 2 speed. There's no like in between. And finding that balance, allowing that balance to come into you and be a part of your everyday routine that you strive for, just like an exercise routine or watching what you eat. That balance is so important to your overall well-being, right? Balance is the key, in my opinion. It's the hardest thing to get and the hardest thing to maintain, but it is so important. What you need to see, your Freddy card. Look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. We have rise above the dark days of life. Do not fight them, but have faith that the light will always return. So again, that's sort of picking up on that balance, right? So the message I get from this is you have the ability to heal yourself. You have the understanding, the perspective, the knowledge, the strength to process what needs to be processed. It would be helpful to you in that process if you could maintain a more balanced sort of way of doing it, and trying to remember that even though this moment may not be the greatest moment, great moments are still coming, right? Don't get caught up in like something negative, right? So like negative thoughts, the inner negative critic that we all deal with, you need to let that go and let that release from you so it doesn't have a hold on you. Don't we all? You're not alone when I say that. But thank you for the question, Rose. I hope that's helpful. All right. Lisa's up next. All right. Lisa. Rose says, I know there's cups still standing. Good for you, Rose. I actually really like that answer. That was clever, Rose. I know that there's cups still standing. I like that. All right, Lise.
That's way too many. Okay.
Whoa. Mercy. They're flying out.
Yeah. Lise, you're a Philly. What you see. You know the power of your voice. You know that when you have a mind to, your ability to communicate your deepest desires or your fieriest passions can be understood by anybody. For some reason, I don't know why, I feel like even though you know that you have this ability to speak clearly and eloquently and passionately, you don't do it as often as you wish you did.
Excuse me.
Stand in your power, girl. That's your greatest strength, your ability to communicate. You know it. Use it. Your Willie is self-forgiveness. We all make decisions in our lives that we're not 100% happy with.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm thrilled with all my choices. No, it was a joke. Bad joke. Go ahead.
You need to learn to forgive yourself.
Come on.
Because, you know,
Look.
Because you know what, darling? As much as Kelly hates this word, it was not a mistake. It was an intended path that you took to learn a lesson. Lessons are not mistakes. Forgive yourself for what you perceive to have been an error, because it wasn't an error. Yeah.
JR says, thank you for my reading. I saw all the Willie jokes. You're welcome,
Now,
JR.
you're Freddie. Darling, you need to find balance. Okay, it literally says, find the balance between your work, rest, playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap, girl. You don't have to be going 500 miles an hour to get where you want to go. Find balance. Surrender if you need to for 2 or 3 days and just let things fall into place. You don't have to shove them in place. Okay?
Oh my gosh, what is going on? Sorry, because the wind is howling, my cameras are all around the house are going off
Going
like every 3
ballistic?
seconds. All right. Lise. Your Philly card is the 3 of Earth, or the 3 of Pentacles. This is working well with others, collaborations, partnerships. It's also about your recognition, your talent, you know, your ability. So what you see is that you are a person that works well with others, that, like, in other words, you know what you're good at, you know what you're capable of, you know exactly like where you would do well, right? So this is interesting, right? So then I showed you that I got the same card or the same idea or concept as Anna got. This is from the heart chakra. This is forgiveness. And it says letting go, healing, growth, and compassion. This is your Willie card, right? I'm not saying that you don't know that you need to let go of something. I feel like most people, you could be stuck on that. How do I forgive somebody? How do I initiate forgiveness to lessen the burden that I'm carrying, right? Forgiveness is healing for us, not the person or the situation that we are trying to let go of, right? It is empowering to claim your power back when you release the hold that situation or that person or whatever has over you. That's what you're doing. You're claiming your power back. You're saying, oh no, no, thank you. You're not taking this from me, right? Because you're releasing the burden. So if you're holding on to something and you're having difficulty letting it go because you think that you may be sort of letting them subliminally know that it's totally okay what they did, that's not what this is. Try to change the perspective and look at it from a standpoint that you are lessening a burden and empowering yourself, right? Now, this is why I said it was interesting. So I've got Freddie, what you need to see, generosity, the maple spirit. So you have the working well with others, but what you need to see is generosity. And I don't know if this is accurate, only you can tell me this. Do you resist assistance or help? Are you very much an independent type of individual in terms of, you know, oh, no, it's fine. Like, I want to help everybody, but I don't need any help from anyone. Try to be a little more open. Try to be a little more open. Allow the people that you help to show you their appreciation, and allow them to bring that to you, because you deserve to be shown that, just as you showed it to them. So just be a little more open to that whole kind of concept. You don't have to be so like steadfast in terms of, I can do it myself. I am very much that person. Like, I don't like to ask for help. But that's because in my mind, I think that it equals weakness, because I was taught that, as I've alluded to many times on this channel, right? I was taught that growing up, that to ask people for help was a form of weakness or a sign of weakness. It is not. If I want to help and you want to help, we help each other. We are both better off for that. So I hope that resonates. I thank you for the question. Amanda says it's 555 there, which is all about change. Miss Ellen R is up on deck next. Hi, Jan's free. Oh, you're home. Go be fly. And then you can come and say hi to everybody.
I'm home.
Okay. No, but come here. I'm gonna. Everybody, this is my husband.
Everyone knows who I am.
Well, they're staring at your Willie right now. So what I wanted to show everyone. So he's home and he's safe and he's sound. But literally, when he just walked in right now, and I said, "Do you want to say hi to everyone?" And I literally were like, "Oh, Mark, your fly's not done." So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, everyone's gonna see your Willie, which is. Your Willie is
a family show.
I know, but your Willie is what you don't see.
Oh.
You need to keep your Willie covered up.
Okay. It's a family show.
We're glad you made it home safe, Mark.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was. I've been driving 35 years, and there was parts of that drive where it was challenge every skill I had. So you could literally see the end of my truck. I wasn't worried about me. I got. The truck's, it's 4x4, but
right, because he's a guy. They never worry about themselves.
I wasn't worried about me. I was worried about everybody else, right? So it was pretty bad. You could barely see past the edge of the truck at some spots.
So we're doing shadow reading. So these are the names of 3 groundhogs, right? So Philly, sorry, what's his name?
Poxitani Phil.
What?
Poxitani Phil.
Poxitani Phil.
Yeah, we have Millie here.
It's Wyerton Willie.
Yeah.
Not Millie.
No, we have Millie here.
Right, Wyerton Willie.
Yeah.
And Freddie is from France.
Right, and there's Muskoka Millie.
Right.
That's the local.
Just go. Honey, could you bring me a pop? Now that you're home, thank you. Safe and sound. Get back to work. No. Amanda says, driving on faith and skills. Good on you, Mark. Just glad that you are home safe and sound. Mark, we are worrying about you on those icy roads. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. That's very kind of you to say all those lovely things. I'm happy that he's home safe and sound as well. All right. Back to work. What are we doing? Who am I? Who's on first? Ellen R is up on deck. I did say that. All right. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Oh, Mark said, sorry, Yvonne, I meant to say hi to you.
Aw. Okay.
Hi, Lauren.
Ellen.
All right.
What
I'm opening my new pop. Yeah.
Your Philly is inquiry. It's Apollo. You see the questions, but you don't see the answers. You have. Okay. The only way I can explain is that I'm literally feeling my brain vibrating in several different directions. So it's almost like.
Sorry, that just.
I know, it's weird. That's why I said it's almost like you have all of these different ideas that inspire you, and you have questions about how you can do this and how you can do that and which one would be better to begin with. And stop. Just do something. If you want to paint, don't worry about, do I have the right supplies? Do I have the right mediums? Where should I begin with my artistic journey? Just do. You will find your path as you go through. The more questions you have about a specific idea, the more you slow yourself down. Just follow a passion. It will guide you where you need to go. What you don't see is how your organized nature is actually slowing you down. It's great to, as the saying goes, have all your ducks in a row. To have a game plan as to how to get from A to Z in the least amount of time and effort. Those are great. But if you are too organized, you lose quite a bit of joy in the process of the journey, in the process of the learning. And even, oh, Kelly, close your ears. And even in the occasional mistakes that you might make. But you know what? Those mistakes are actually teaching you something of value that you could probably just do a little tweak to and turn it into a fabulous idea just by a little tweak. And the reason why I say that is because your Freddie is telling you it's time to travel. It's time to go on your journey. Stop holding yourself back. There you go.
See that?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know if you've seen it or not. All right. She said, Anna, you are really seeing me. So I got 2 cards that came out for your Philly. And they seem interesting to me. So the first card was, where the heck did everybody go? Well, no, we had like 15 people and now we have 9. It's like,
oh.
We have the standing stones, which is passage, and the earth spirit, which is stability. Oh, good night, JR.
Good night, JR.
Which seemed kind of like they might be slightly opposing to me, but I feel like you feel that the journey that you are aware that you're on a journey. You understand the journey in terms of the benefits of being on a healing journey or on a spiritual journey. It feels right. It feels like a good fit to you. It feels like those kinds of things, if that makes sense. Like that's what I'm picking up from that, right? What you don't see, your Willie card, is the balance. So find the balance between your work, your rest, and playtime, and you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. I mean, how funny is that? Because you literally did you not say that? And this isn't like, Ellen has everybody is challenged by the balance in their life. We have all had that moment where we're trying to do way too many things at once. Now, what's interesting about that card is that it talks about having more energy. And again, I got 2 cards come out at the end. And one of them is energy, and the other one is reflection. So we have energy and reflection. And so to me, this is your Freddy cards, is that if you bring that balance in, you will gain more energy. If you have more energy, you can reflect out and illuminate to others, share your light with others, right? Thought that was so interesting that those two cards came out together, like the reflection, right? So understanding your journey, understanding the peace that will come from that journey, right? Try to maintain a nice balance, and by maintaining that nice balance, you get to sort of restore or replenish your energy and continue to shine your light to others. I mean, wow.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we can all use a power nap every now and then.
No, friend, I had one today. Not even gonna lie.
I tried.
She says there was a time when I got very out of balance in my life. Yep. All right, Amanda is up next, and then we have Lise. All right, Miss Amanda. She says both of you really tapped into me. You're welcome, Ellen. Amanda's like, yay. Yay, it's me. My turn.
Okay. Amanda, your Philly are beginnings. You see the sprouts of the ideas of a fresh start, a whole different pathway that you would like to travel. You have many options, but there's one that speaks more clearly to you. Be willing to investigate that new beginning. Your Willie is your power. You have as I always say, every last one of us are connected to the universe and are magically endowed with the ability to create anything that we truly, truly desire and are willing to go after. That's what you need to see in yourself. You have the power, you have the strength, you have the focus, you have the aptitude to create the greatest things for yourself, to create the things that make you happy. You don't see it just yet. Look within a little bit harder. It will give you the strength to go forward without fear. And you're Freddie.
Right.
Freddie is telling you to trust, my girl. Trust yourself. Trust spirit. As the woman in the photo shows, she's got her own bubble. She's always protected. So long as she's following the advice that she hears, that you hear from spirit, when you listen to your gut, when you listen to your heart, when you listen to your intuition, you will always be protected. Trust yourself.
She said that she just booked a Mount Shasta trip with Medium Kim in June. Perfect new starts indeed. Awesome.
Nice.
Now, what's really super interesting is that, again, sort of got the same sort of cards. Now, we start out with your Philly. So your Philly was new beginnings. My filly is the 8 of water. So the 8 of water is normally walking away from something that no longer serves you. Towards what?
New beginnings.
Towards a new beginning. You're in search of empowerment and fulfillment. And this is what you see. You are aware of this journey, right? You are definitely in search of moving towards the light, the sun, the angel that's like right in front of her, going, just follow me, I'm right here, I got you, right? The Willie card is awaken your magic, or sorry, awaken the magic of your creativity. And okay. It says immerse yourself in the world of feelings. Which is difficult for all of us to do, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't like the release. I mean, we want the release, we need the release, but we're not like, oh, today I want to like throw myself at the mirror, or throw myself on the carpet, or grab a box of Kleenex and just cry my eyes out. Like, we don't like that, right? It's deep, it's emotional. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, right? Like, you could literally lay in bed for days when you're going through a letting go or a release. But don't fight it. Don't resist it. And if you have any kind of difficulty, meaning if you're walking around saying, oh, I don't know what's wrong with me, I just feel like, ugh, you know what I mean? I just feel blah. Allow yourself the opportunity to maybe look at a way of releasing through a different medium, which is like creativity, right? I think JR had this card, or sort of cards too. Paint, draw, automatic writing, doing a puzzle, journaling, all of those things, right? Singing, dancing around the living room, even though that may not be creative. Well, you just created a dance. All of those things are expressing your feelings from difficult to joy. Like, it doesn't have to be sad. You know what I mean? It's a spectrum of feelings, but you're allowing yourself to release your feelings in a way that doesn't feel like you're standing in front of the mirror doing mirror work, bawling your eyes out, feeling like a hot mess. It's a more controlled sort of method, I want to say, right? The last card that I got for your Freddie, what you need to see, is the wolf spirit and family. So, family, your soul tribe. Doesn't have to be your blood relatives, but these are the people that are there for you, willing to hold your hand, lend you an ear, embrace you, lift you up in good times, and celebrate with you in even better times, right? Don't sort of isolate yourself away from sharing with people. Like, don't be afraid to get close, right? You can still have personal boundaries, but don't be afraid to get close, because there are people there for you that will assist, that will help lessen the burdens, right? And if nothing else, provide you with joy.
I see that card and I say, be a wolf, not a lone wolf.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Be part of the pack. You don't have to be a lone wolf. Be part of the pack. Be strong. Yeah.
Hi, Ron. Okay.
Are there any more?
We did Lisa already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did Lisa already. So that's it. We're done.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So I'm going to pull one for you. I'm going to do one for you, and then you do one for me.
Okay.
Well, the point is, you are part of the pack, right? This is your spiritual family here in these chats, and we're all here to support all of you, and you all are here supporting us, and it's like we are a soul tribe family. So don't ever feel like you're alone in that respect. Mika says, I'm having health issues. Is the flat up almost over? I'm sure that was a spelling mistake. I don't understand. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, the flare up almost over. I got you, Mika. Just give us 1 sec, Mika. We'll throw a card or two for you, okay?
Okay, darling. I'm going first.
Yeah, you go for it.
All right.
And make it nice. No, I'm just kidding.
Your Philly, what you see, okay,
yes,
is your Queen of Water.
Yes.
But the funny thing is, it came in upside down.
Yes.
So that's telling me that, yes, you acknowledge who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
That you are a loving, caring human being who puts herself out there to help whomever is there. It also acknowledges your connection with spirit. You have acknowledged that. Mm-hmm. But because it came upside down, to me, in both cases, it's like you underplay it.
Oh, yeah.
To the point
I don't own it at all.
Where you don't actually acknowledge what a big difference you make in people's lives. You make more of a difference than you realize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because let's be honest about that. That you're very accurate with that. But in this community, spiritually, it is frowned upon. If I was to say, I know, I mean, I can say that to myself, but I wouldn't say that out loud because I wouldn't want anyone who doesn't know me or doesn't know my story or, maybe doesn't follow me to misunderstand where that's coming from. Right. Because then that makes me sound like I have a huge ego.
I totally get what you're saying, but what I'm feeling, it's more on the personal side than it's okay.
I know what you're saying.
You have spent so many years
mm-hmm.
dealing with your issues
mm-hmm.
that even while you were in that really negative space,
yep,
your natural abilities came through, but you were so focused on what you couldn't do that you weren't seeing.
Oh, no, 100%.
You were doing.
100%.
That's 100%. Where I'm getting it. Okay.
Yeah, 100 million%.
Now, your Willie.
I was very busy getting in my own way.
Yeah. Your Willie is the magician.
Yes.
The magician, but he also came upside down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much telling me that once again, you don't see how ready you actually are. You don't realize.
Well, I mean, you said you listened to my journal entry. No, but you said you listened to my journal entry thing this morning, right?
Yeah, I did.
And so to your point, yes, you're right. But that's my defense was I was like, oh my God.
But you need to see it, girlfriend.
Oh no, I know. I mean, I literally said to your point because I'm validating what you're saying, and I want other people to hear this as well because I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels this. I literally just said to someone the other day, to Ivana actually, when we were talking, and I said to her that I feel sometimes that if I really, really, really tried, like if I really tried, imagine what I could do. because right now I'm just scratching the surface.
Yep.
So to your point, yes, 100%. Go ahead.
And
Go ahead.
this last card, you're Freddie. I thought this was like perfect. Go outside, girl.
Right.
What you need to see. Go outside. It's time to go outside. Tune into the powerful peace of nature where you are and feel at one with your habitat. And that's something that you have started doing.
Yes.
But Spirit's telling you, do it more.
Oh, and I own that this morning as well.
Often.
In my reading, I owned it this morning and said that I've wanted to go outside, but it's been so, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going out when it's minus 30 degrees. Like, that's insane. So I have been sitting here like the cat looking out the window longing. Like, when is it going to warm up? All right, this is what I've got for you.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if this makes sense or not to you. So we've got music coming out as your Philly card. Listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music that you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. Oh, really?
Okay.
Can somebody get the troll, please?
What I find funny on that card is that
wait, stop for a second. Interesting that they had Warrior Girl's name in there. Thank you, Sharon.
That is interesting. Huh.
So
good.
The music. I don't know if you're on the same wavelength as I am, but when I seen this card, I literally thought, you know what? If my friend could just get up and just like let her hair down a little bit and just like dance around a little bit, you know what I mean? Just allow herself to have a little bit of fun instead of being so, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got this, I got that. You know what I mean? If you just allowed yourself to let your hair down a little bit, imagine the smile that would come to your face. I mean, because you're a pretty even-tempered kind of person, at least in my, you know what I mean? Imagine what you could do if you just let a little more joy in.
Well, what I find funny is that literally just, you got to realize, first off, I am not a Miley Cyrus fan. I heard her release Flowers, and it just clicked with me. It was like it sat right where it needed to be.
Right.
And then literally the next day, my ex brought me flowers and a teddy bear.
There you go.
I'm like, oh.
Your Willie card is balance, and it's in the reverse. I don't need to explain this to you. You know what that means.
Oh yeah.
And you need to work on that. You really need to work on that.
Actually, give me a month and a half. I'm working on it.
I mean, I know that you're working on it. I'm just saying you need to really work on that. The last card that I got for you is what you need to see.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to try and say this to you, and I'm going to try not to cry. Okay? But I'm feeling emotional about it. A, because you're my friend, and B, because it's a great message, right? This is what you need to see.
Yeah.
You need to break the wall down and let some people in. It's okay. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You have people that care about you, so it's okay to let them in. So feel the love, feel the support around you, because you got lots of people that are loving on you, right? Ron, you know what? I always have the subscriber only mode on, and I haven't had any trolls, and I actually forgot today, so thank you for the reminder. I don't get any new subscribers that way because they all subscribe, and then they watch the show, and then they unsubscribe, which is very, very kind. But it does help with it, with the trolls for sure. So thank you for the reminder. So, let's throw a few cards for Mika. She's not feeling good. And let's see if we can, and then we're done. I want to remind everyone that Ron's birthday party is on Saturday night. He'll have lots of guests there. That's at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern with Ali from Heart and Soul Connected for Thank Spirit. It's Friday, and then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. with Susie Gemini for some full moon astrology and astrological mini readings. How fun is that going to be, friends? And then on Sunday, we have Jody Roberts joining us, who is a shamanic healer, and she will be doing we'll be having a chat, and she'll do a demonstration with her gongs and the singing bowls. It's going to be lovely. So I hope you guys can tune in for that. That's an interesting card. Thanks, Lauren.
Okay. For clarification, are we doing a 3-card spread for her, or just getting a message for her?
Just a message. Wow. Does winter make it more difficult for you, Mika? Like, do you have bad experiences when the weather gets like colder or damper or something like that? I got really interesting cards. What'd you get?
Okay. So the first card I got was the Knight of Fire. And it's talking about confidence and being passionate and adventurous. We're talking about her health. To me, that's kind of like a good sign, and I wouldn't stress about it too much. It's going, the flare up is going to be heading out of the way.
I got the same thing.
However, the next card I got was the 5 of Water upside down. And I'm wondering.
She said it's been a long time since she had her last flare up. I don't remember which season it gets worse.
Because in the upright, it's all about disappointment and regret. I'm wondering if being in reverse is more of a, not so much as a disappointment as a shock. You got it's comfortable with the status quo, so getting sick or getting the flare up out of the blue threw you more for a loop than if you had been dealing with it on a regular basis, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And then I got the 8 of Fire once again upside down, which to me is, it's taking longer than it should in your mind to be relieved of the pain.
Well, I think that between what you just said and what Mika just said, and I'm not in any way trying to minimize this, so I hope that it doesn't come out this way. But again, speaking about my journal entry thing that I did this morning, right? When you are so used to having so many bad days in a row, for whatever reason, emotional, health, whatever it may be, that becomes your norm, and you start to build up a resistance to it because it is like a defense mechanism. It's the only way you can get through the day. And sometimes when you stop having that many days in a row when you're in pain, you forget to acknowledge that you've had that many days in a row where you haven't had pain. So when the pain comes back, it feels like, oh my God, it's like the beginning again. And
Yep.
you feel completely overwhelmed by it because you actually started to get used to it not being there.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm only
That's
saying
the way
that
I
because she
was
said,
on my painkillers. You know,
yeah, she
when I
said
was
it's been a
taking them
long
4 times a day, every day. Technically, no, it didn't get rid of the pain, but it tricked my brain into believing that I didn't care about the pain, because even though the pain was still there, I could still walk. I could still function.
Yeah.
When I realized how impaired my mind was becoming from the medication, from being over medicated several times during the times of them switching my medication up, I finally one day just said, I can't do this anymore. And I went cold turkey off of the medication. And I have never had so much pain in my entire life because I had nothing to numb the pain.
Yeah.
And it took almost 3 years of doing minor stretches, minor yoga positions to go a week without pain.
Right.
But like you said, it'd been so long since I'd been without pain that I didn't realize how much time had passed.
Yeah.
Until the cold weather hits or an automatic storm, an instant storm comes up, and then all of a sudden you feel it, and it's like crippling.
Yeah.
So I can understand that. But the next card that came out was the Moon Energy and Flourish. Now, I'm going to go ahead and read them to you. The Moon Energy is to surrender to the natural ebb and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, the fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that peace of mind is possible. And Flourish is the lotus flower fairy, tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on your unclear areas of your life or those of others. That being said, it makes me feel like you have been dealing with this for a really long time. And whether you realize it or not, there are certain tips and tricks that you automatically employ to help you deal with the pain, to help you get through the next day. Stay focused on those tips and tricks. Those were little bits of guidance given to you by Spirit. Stay connected to the energy around you, to Spirit talking to you, because He will guide you to what will work best for you in the moment. No, He can't just snap His fingers and take it all away, but He can teach you how to deal with it more effectively. Okay.
I got really interesting cards. So I pulled Oracle cards first, and then I went to my Tarot cards. And it's nice to know that everything is consistent, just saying. So I'm going to show you what I got first. So the first card that I pulled is visualization. This is about your manifestation abilities, right? So focus, experience, and manifestation. In other words, focus on where you want to be, right? Take yourself out of the pain and imagine yourself walking around pain-free. Okay? Then I got wait for winter. And that's why I asked if there's a particular season that you feel the pain more. And this is interesting because it mimics the first card. During the colder months, the Fairy Queen of Winter will help you manifest your most heartfelt wishes as long as your intentions are for the highest good of all. So in other words, manifestation again, right? The third card that I got was peace. So that's when I said to you that I think everything's going to be okay. And that's when I said what I said about sometimes we forget because it becomes our normal, that when it's not our normal, we forget to take that into consideration. So then I pulled some tarot cards. I've got the Wheel of Fortune, right? The Wheel of Fortune is progress, luck, change. This is energy coming in from the past. It is, like it's the moment. Sorry, Austin is like purring so loud. He's like literally like interrupting my thoughts. Cool. This is if we don't learn the lessons, then we don't get to move forward, and we sometimes feel like we're spinning our wheels, right? Do you have something that you want to say to Mika? You come into Bluff Mika's reading? You never come and visit Mummy on her desk, hardly ever. Yeah. So then we have, sorry. All right. I'm apologizing to the cat for standing on my cards. I don't know how this works. So then we have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on really tight. It is keeping things close to your chest. It is sometimes the sort of battle between exuberance and don't stand on the keyboard. Come on, sweetheart. You're too big for this. Okay, now sit down. Oh my God, you guys. I don't know what that was all about. He just wanted to walk around and say hi to everybody. The Four of Pentacles, it's like a control thing between exorbitance and the opposite of that. And so the point that I'm trying to make is, if you're holding on really, really tight in this moment of the pain, because this is in the current position, right? The pain won't pass because you're holding on to the pain, if that makes sense, right? Not in any way minimizing what you're going through, but so focused on the feeling of the pain. And I haven't had this in so long. And you know what I mean? Like that whole thing, if you're holding on really, really tight to that, it's not going to leave you. That's when that manifestation comes in, right? You've got to imagine yourself pain-free. The outcome card is the Four of Wands. This is celebration. It's milestones. It is joy, meaning you're pain-free, right? On the bottom of the deck, we've got the Seven of Wands. So this is looking over your shoulder. It's betrayal. It's deceit. It's trickery. Literally imagining the very worst possible scenarios, right? Again, I don't mean to minimize what you're going through at all. I'm just being honest. These are the cards that I got. So what I want you to try to do for yourself, and remember, we're not doctors. We're just tarot card readers. And this is for entertainment purposes only. But I want you to try journaling and try to express your thought pattern as to how you feel right now. And while you're expressing yourself in your thoughts on the paper, I want you to say it out loud, right? That, why is this bothering me so much now? I have had 3 months, 2 months, a week, 2 days, 2 hours, whatever the case may be. Keep yinging and yanging sort of back and forth between how long you've gone without pain and how the pain is feeling right now. And try to pull yourself up out of the pain and remember how many good days you've had, right? Because what you're doing there is telling yourself, reminding yourself that you do know how to be pain-free and that you will be pain-free again. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Kind of sort of have a moment of gratitude for the amount of time that you've gone without the pain.
Absolutely. That's where I was going with that.
And asking spirit to return you to that position, and then try as hard as you might to release the focus of the pain.
Yeah. She says, my doctor told me to journal too. It's been years since my last flare up.
Thank God for that.
You know, and that's something to be celebrated, that you have been pain free for so long. And of course, when the pain starts again, it feels like the first time, and it feels why now, and how come, and I don't understand, and like all of those negative thoughts, all of those negative emotions get piled on top, and then you literally are like, oh my God.
Yep.
So it's like when I talked about the panic attacks, okay? I haven't had a panic attack since 2014. I could have one in 5 minutes from now. I don't want to have one 5 minutes from now. And if I had one 5 minutes from now, it would scare the living daylights out of me. You don't ever get used to it. It doesn't mean that it's okay. I'm not like a master at handling panic attacks. But I have told myself and reminded myself that I know how to get through it. Doesn't mean that I want to experience it, because I know how to handle it. Do you understand what I mean? Yep. So you have to be kind to yourself. My signal's starting to wane here, which I'm not surprised by, the temperatures that we're experiencing. Mika, please do take care of yourself. Do a lot of self-care and a lot of self-love, right? Cozy up, get a good book, try to do some visualization and some manifestation. In other words, sort of transport yourself to a better place, a less painful sort of place. And yes, Sharon Sipe, I did actually leave a message. So Spirit Whisperer Mark, his brother, suddenly passed away. I seen the post on Facebook and left my condolences there. If he puts a post up on his community tab, or if you see him, maybe an old video that he's just done, I think him and Debbie do a thing on Monday. Maybe you could go to that video and leave your thoughts and prayers for him. I'm sure he would appreciate the love. We're sending him lots of love. When I read it, it made me think of when my father passed. 4 days later, one of his younger brothers passed. And I remember standing at the funeral for the younger brother that happened before my father's funeral, and just looking at all of them. And I've never, I could see the pain, the heartbreak on all of their faces. Like, how do we process this? Do you know what I mean? Yep. Like my cousins, the children of my dad's younger brother, were saying to me, why are you here? Because I should be so sad. And I'm looking at them saying, like, we get what just happened here, because I'm brokenhearted and you're brokenhearted, and together we're all brokenhearted. It was just like, it was so much pain, just a lot of pain. So I'm sure that Mark would appreciate lots of love and prayers. So, do spread that around, put that out in the universe, wish him well. He was very close to his brother. His post on Facebook said, but let's leave on a positive note. We are happy that Sharon Strawberry Rhubarb is home from the hospital and that she is on her road to recovery. So let's send her lots of love and good wishes too. Everyone that is dealing with these drastic weather temperatures, please, do your due diligence. Make sure that your phones are charged, you have water, you have warm clothes. That people know where you are in case you lose signal for satellite or internet or whatever the case may be. Check your local warming stations if you lose power or heat. Do take care of yourselves. And you got anything else? Sorry.
Other than make sure you have a emergency bag to throw into the car in case something happens that you have to leave home. You don't want to get stuck.
Right.
on the side of the road somewhere without a way to stay warm.
Yeah.
So please take care of yourselves.
Absolutely. All right, my friends. Yeah, Sharon was in the hospital, but she was in the chat earlier tonight. She's home now, and feeling much better. So we send our love and out to everyone, and we wish you many blessings. And we thank you for being here. Yes, polar bear outfit definitely needed. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. This was fun. Thank you, Anna, for joining me as always. I appreciate your talents, your skills, your support, your friendship. Sending you a big hug, my friend. Did you feel that? Mwah! All right, friends, we will say goodnight, and I will see everybody tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern for Thanks Spirit It's Friday. Have a good night.
Bye.